remember that time Aunt May died, but not really?
Yeah, health. I paused for a second so I can make sure that I wouldn't lose any progress if my files got corrupted again, because boy, has that happened a lot. What was I talking about? What are my thoughts on the Ultimate Animated Series? It's not spectacular. I'll say that. Interpret that how you will.
Are you okay?
My head is killing me. It's just pounding so hard. I think it's my spider sense thingy going nuts. You might need to get somewhere safe.
This is such a cool shot.
Eddie? Oh my god! I thought... My head! It's killing me! What's going on? Oh god! My head! Just being near Eddie is...
So I guess in this universe, proximity with Venom makes his spider sense go crazy instead of just not work at all. You can get in a pretty good combo and kick... Ooh, tokens, priorities! Excuse me, Eddie, I need to get that. So, by nature of this fight, the fact is, like, you can't get close to him for too long without the spider sense thing, like, making you twig out. So, like... I'll test it just to demonstrate. I didn't want that to happen. I think it's so cool that his health bar regenerates for everything that you lost from yours. Wow. There you go. So, Spider Sense gives him a headache and kind of, like, opens you up for a free hit from Venom. So, the key method is to just lame it out, but I don't like doing that. You could really just do this fight entirely by jumping around him in a circle and then just jumping down on his head like this. Whoa! Oh. This is what happens when you try to hot dog, kids. You get cut down for your arrogance. Oh god. Here, let's try webbing him up, because that'll work. Have at you, cruel fiend. Oh, shit. You know, if this were that other, better universe, the suit could just make its own webs. I don't know what the decision was that led Bendis to just saying, yeah... Mark, if you could just draw Eddie Brock to look like Eminem, that would be great. But add some freckles so he doesn't look exactly like him, but he'll look pretty much exactly like him. Jump, jump, jump. Okay, there we go. I'm normally a lot better at this fight, but I want it to be interesting visually, so I'm gonna fight him, and I'll put us on even ground instead of just laming it out like it's Cross Tekken, where you just jump around him and then bounce on his head. If you added Mario sound effects, this would be great. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Fall down. Okay, all right. Well. I got in a lot of hits. I got really lucky there. I like how his health doesn't go all the way down.
Don't make me hurt you, Eddie. I'm totally serious.
Brock, sit.
You guys with shield?
You're in the way!
Tango down. Prep for evac.
Hey! What is this? What's going on?
Nothing that concerns you.
My bruised ribs beg to differ. Yeah. Okay then, sure. I'll just stay here and, oh, nuts.
I think it's cool that you actually start the gameplay where the cutscene ended. So should I get back to that like field trip at the museum and hanging out with MJ, or nah? Just fuck it. She understands. We have an agreement. It's that I'm totally allowed to just abandon her at any random interval, and then argue that I was saving someone or something. When she goes, "Where have you been all night, and why do you smell like alcohol?" And I'll go, "I had to save a bunch of people at that brewery, you know, MJ." Actually, now that I think about it, Alcoholic Spider-Man could be a really funny and/or sad storyline. Hey, Dan Slott, if you're not too busy, like, you know, ruining shit, maybe that could be an idea for you. I'm joking. Don't actually do that. That would be awful. Ooh, tokens. Is that a costume token? Can I actually get any of that shit now, or... Characters, concept art, costumes. Alright, what do we got here? A whole lot of nothing. Alright, thanks. Great. That was completely worth my time. Thank you. Jesus, what does a guy have to do to dress up like Black Suit Spider-Man around here? Oh, just play any game except this one. I like how casual the music was considering what just happened. Hey, you know what else is funnier about that scene? In the comic version where they, you know, Silver Sable and her guys just come and pick up Eddie, is that they take him in like a white van instead of like a helicarrier thing. They just load him into the back of a van and take off, and he's completely naked, and it looks so shady. And it makes me question why Spider-Man didn't immediately assume that they were not on the up and up. Alright, well, see ya. You okay? Oh no, they hurt your wrist slightly, sir. Fine, I'll get you to the hospital, you freeloader. I'd like to think this guy actually has some kind of unrelated medical issue that he needed. Like, this guy's wrist was hurt from something else, but he has bad health insurance.
If you don't read the book, how can you comment on it?
What the... You know, the dialogue in the background is strange. Like, you hear some people say some weird stuff. What are sitter goals? Sitter goals. No. City goals. Oh, God. I might just, like... You know, because this one has the least amount of busy work except for, like, Web of Shadows. Where that game basically is just like, alright, here's the story, alright, here's more of the story, alright, here's the rest of the story. But this one, they make it work for it a little, because this came out immediately after Spider-Man 2, and it was customary at the time. And then later games, you just had no reason at all to do anything in the open world. Like, the Amazing Spider-Man games could absolutely not have been open world at all, and none of the experience would have been lost, because those games, like almost nothing happened. Really, the open world is just a hub that lets you get from one mission to the next. Oh man, the military gang and the kung fu gang are fighting. Leave it to New York. Ah, tried to jump over and web this guy up. Take this, guy who vaguely looks like Shang-Chi. Is that racist? I don't know, probably. Hey, I found out I'm actually Russian. That was a little weird. My grandma decided to go check one of those ancestry websites and found out that her dad wasn't from Germany like they thought he was. And he was actually born from 2 Siberian parents. Like, I was fine with it. In fact, I was kind of excited because that's a neat thing to learn about yourself. And then I immediately went to go call my dad, and he is just so defeated because he's always been really proud of his German heritage. And even, like, got the Rosetta Stone to learn the language, and he's always talking about places in the country he'd like to go visit. And now to find out that he's not German at all and is actually Siberian, I don't know. It's been rough. Stunning revelations. Okay, there's another way. Wait, I think I had the amount of city events. Well, sorry, Uncle Ben. I guess I'll just be going to get more race medals. That crime can solve itself. No, I don't want to do that. I bet most of this episode will be me doing side mission bullshit instead of stories. A few more questions on here. What did I think of the Homecoming trailer? I think it looks pretty good, but I've had my heart broken in the past, and I'm having a hard time learning how to love again, you know? Like, I want the movie to be the best ever, and there's always going to be this nagging part of my brain going, yeah, it'll probably be okay at best. So, you know, I hope I'm wrong. I actually have a lot to say on the Homecoming trailer other than that. Like, I'd be willing to do a whole video about it if people were actually interested. Like, if you wanted to hear my thoughts on it. Like, I wrote a script for it, too. Like, it's like 3 pages long of just, like, talking about the trailer. But then, like, I don't know. I waited a really long time to write it until, like, after the trailer came out because I wanted to make sure it wasn't, like... wasn't one of those hype things where you're just saying, yeah, it looks great because I saw it 5 minutes ago. I wanted to actually, like, really take it in and digest what I looked at. Wow, is Manhattan full of nothing but these, how do I zoom out? Okay. Where are all the races? The hell? You know, it'd be really helpful if you could set up, like, a waypoint. Alright, I guess I'm hauling my ass back to Queens, since all the races seem to be over there, and everything over here is just combat tours, so... But yeah, if you'd like to see me do a whole analysis of the Homecoming trailer, I'd be willing to give it a shot, but, you know, otherwise, I don't know, it's been so long that it'd be kind of pointless now, because it's not, like, buzzworthy. Like, why are you talking about the trailer 3 months after it came out? Just cuz. That seems to be a good reason to do a lot of things in life. Just cuz. I think this is the smokestack where Peter drops both Carnage and the first dose of the symbiote that he gets. He seems to solve a lot of his problems by just taking it to a smokestack and then just dropping it in there. He did that with Ben Reilly in the other universe. And then he tried to kill both symbiote, well, technically symbiotes with it. There we go. There's a race. Which one do I want to do? I know the hospital one is kind of easy. Let's go do that one. Dun 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 dun. You know, that's how the song goes. Only I could. Alright, well. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. This one I think I can do okay at. Whoop, wasn't expecting it to be down there. What? Alright, what? Oh, come on! Really? I hit the edges of this object that's really just more of in my imagination? Oh boy. Oh boy, I've clearly... I stunk that one up. Gold medal, are you serious? How? Alright, well, I'm not gonna say no to that shit. Alright, cool. Okay, back to swinging around and pretending like I know what I'm talking about. What do I think of One More Day? I think everyone who's currently still enforcing One More Day is an egocentric asshole. Like that tweet I saw where someone said nobody likes One More Day. I think it was like one of the head guys at Marvel. And then they replied with, the medicine may not taste well, but you have to take it anyway, implying that One More Day needs to happen.
This suit Eddie has, it was made by our fathers. But it used my dad's DNA as a starting palette.
So, it's like part you?
No. Well, yeah. In a creepy way.
Yeah.
When I got close to it in the museum, it felt like my brain was going to crawl out of my face.
Ew. Ew, again?
Sorry.
Do you know what you're doing?
Kind of.
What is it?
I have no idea.
What are those black things?
Yeah, that's the I have no idea part.
Are you serious? I did all that just to get a 2-second cutscene? He couldn't have just swung straight home? Alright, well. Alright. I love this game, but I just want to fight Electro or punch rhinos or whatever. I don't want to keep having to do races. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to just grind out all the side missions. Like, I'm going to do like 8 combat tours because the game will never ask you to do that many. Well, last questions are... Well, actually, still, I have a few more things to say about One More Day. So, I don't blame J. Michael Straczynski, the guy who wrote One More Day, because he basically had a gun put to his head to write it. Because it was the editorial staff of Marvel were like, hey, we need to make some changes around here. We don't like that Peter Parker's identity is known to people, and we don't like that he's, like, a married family man and stuff. Like, undo 10 years of character development, why don't you? Have him living in Aunt May's basement or whatever. And J. Michael Straczynski, I think all of my favorite Spider-Man stories from the last 20 years were written by JMS. Because I loved pretty much everything from the 70s and 80s, and then the 90s were when you're like, this is, ugh. And then you get to the JMS stuff in the 2000s all the way up until, like, Civil War, and that's all great. And then One More Day just kind of ushered in a long period of just, like, stories that are like, alright, that one was okay. Like, I thought American Son was cool, I guess. You know, where Norman Osborn gives Harry a robot suit and runs the evil Avengers. Like, that one was okay. Hey, I have a controversial opinion. I think Dan Slott's stories are kind of obnoxious and stupid. And I'm getting really, really tired of him. Because he's been writing the book for, like, I think it's been about 10 years, and I really think it's stagnated. Like, some of his earlier stuff was okay. Some of his earlier stuff was even flat out cool. But then when you get to, like, the more recent stuff where he keeps trying to shove clones in our face and then, you know, kill characters just to have it undone immediately, or character development is just like... Also, a lot of character development gets undone by Dan Slott. Like, everything just suddenly kind of becomes pointless. Like, people act horribly out of character for no reason, or things that were established and made sense at a certain point, just like he completely changes the rules of them. I'm really not happy with how the Amazing Spider-Man stories are going right now. Because, let me ask you a question. When you think about Spider-Man, what do you like about him? It can't just be the costume and the powers. Peter Parker is interesting. Yeah, I know. Peter Parker is interesting because he's relatable and he has real life problems and he's a normal person. Like, everybody at one point or another has faced a situation that Peter Parker has faced. Whether it be like, I can't pay rent, or I've missed too much school and now my grades are starting to fall to shit. Or, oh man, I really bombed that test. I wish I could do better next time. Or people at school aren't nice. Like, you know, kind of some stuff that nerds happen to deal with. And then one day for him to just, like, wake up and be Bill Gates, it's just, I don't know. It's not like, people always reference Spider-Man's positives are that he's not Bruce Wayne and he's not Tony Stark. He doesn't have all that money. And for him to suddenly have all that money kind of undermines all that. Because now, like, his problems are like, oh no, I got mustard on my tie before a big press conference where I'm unveiling a new brand of technology from my multi-billion-dollar company. What? No. No. You know? I hope the audio didn't glitch out because I've been recording for 21 minutes now. But you know what I mean. Like, feel free to disagree with me, but that's just my feelings on the subject. So, I kind of want a new writer for Spider-Man. Ooh, finally city events. I've been swinging around in circles for like 10 minutes looking for one of these. Where you at, dog? Hey, how you doing? Suicide Pact!
Let's Plays are cheap and easy.